All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream from Scalar Learning. And today we are continuing SAT Cram Week. The SAT is coming up this Saturday. And by the way, I'm also streaming on Instagram. Again, Instagram, go to my YouTube channel if you want to see this a little bit better quality. You can actually see the test questions more clearly, most likely. All right, so here we go. We're going to start the calculator section of practice test 9. This is newly released. This is really exciting. They finally released two new tests, practice tests 8 and 9, which is great. And let me just make sure our audio is going. And we're going good. I'm going to get right into it. We got the calculator queued up. Here we go. I'm going to set a timer for 55 minutes because this section is timed, and we are doing it timed in real time. I haven't looked at the test. I haven't reviewed anything. We're just going to go for it. Somebody mentioned in one of the comments that this is actually a old official test. I don't remember it, but it very well may be, but I did not hear that myself. But somebody did mention in the comments. If that's the case, it is what it is. But here we go. We're going to start in 3. Wait, let's just make sure we're looking good. Yeah. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. What is the value that satisfies the equation? Subtract 3, 3x equals 24, divide by 3, x equals 8. Next. 2 units of length used in ancient Egypt were cubits and palms, where 1 cubit is equivalent to 7 palms. The Great Sphinx statue gives approximately 140 cubits. Which of the following is the best length in palms of the great? Okay, so all we do is we multiply both sides by 140, and we get 140 cubits equals 980 palms. Wait. Yeah. There we go. All right, number 3. If 2n equals this, what is the value of 2n minus? Okay, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. So 2n equals 50. And then right off the bat, if 2n equals 50, just plug. We don't have to solve for n. Plug it in right there. 50 minus 1 is 49. All right, next. Which of the following values of x is not a solution? All right, square root of x squared is just x. It's values of x is not a solution to the equation above. Oh, it's -4. What am I talking about? Because this is equivalent to absolute value when you square root something squared. So that would become +4, and -4 would not equal +4. Questions 5 and 6 refer to the following information. Temperature of a cup of coffee, time since cup was removed from heat source. In an experiment, a heated cup of coffee is removed from a heat source, and the cup of coffee is then left in a room that is kept at a constant temperature. The graph above shows the temperature in degrees after being removed and at 10-minute intervals. So the temperature is dropping. On the following, which of the following best approximate temperature in degrees for the coffee when it is first removed from the heat source? 195 or something. Yep. Right, you can see that occurring right here. So that's when it's first removed. And then, hold on, let's make sure. Yeah. During which of the following 10-minute intervals does the temperature of coffee decrease at the greatest average rate? Right here, between 0 and 10. Look, boom. And then here it drops a little bit less. So it's clearly 0 and 10. And then that's it. Only 2 questions. Wait, is that it? 5 and 6? Yeah. All right. Next, in the figure above, AD intersects BE. AD intersects BE at C if x equals 100. So I'm going to plug that in. What's the value of y? Well, if this is 100, this is 20, this is a triangle, so this must be 60. This is also 60 because it's a vertical angle. 60 and 40 make 100. Y, and this adds up to 180. Y must equal 80. Those geometry problems are just like little puzzles. You got to solve the missing stuff. The line graphed in the xy plane below models the total cost in dollars for a cab ride Y in a certain city during non-peak hours based on the number of miles traveled. Okay, so distance traveled is cost. So no matter what you're paying $3, it looks like. Then for every mile, you're paying $2, right? $3, then 1 mile, you're paying 5, then 2 miles, you're paying 7, 9, and so on. According to the graph, what is the cost for each addition? It's $2. We just already said that. Okay, next. Customer purchase. Okay. On Tuesday, local gas stations had 135 customers on Tuesday. Table below summarizes whether or not the customers on Tuesday purchased gasoline, beverage, both, or neither. All right. Based on the data, what is the probability that a gas station customer selected at random on that day did not purchase gasoline? Gasoline not purchased. The probability that a gas customer... It's 35 and 15, so it's 50 out of 135. And then we reduce, divide both by 5. It's 10 out of 27. That's it, 10 out of 27. It's not there. Wait, what did I do? Based on the data in the table, what is the probability the gas station customer selected at random on that day did not purchase gasoline? What? 50 out of... Can I reduce that more? 50 out of... Hold on. I guess we got a random... What happened here? What did I do? 50... Oh, they didn't reduce it. 50 out of 135. There we go. Okay, Washington High School randomly selected freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior students for a survey about potential changes to next year's schedule. Of students selected for the survey, 1/4 freshmen, 1/3 were sophomores. Half of the remaining selected students were juniors. So let's calculate the remaining. So this is, let's put it into 12ths. So this is 3 12ths and 4 12ths. 3 12ths and 4 12ths. So that's 7 12ths. So then half of the remaining, which is 5 12ths, okay, half of the remaining is 5 12ths. So let's make that 10 24ths. So half of that is 5 24ths. That's juniors. And then seniors, how many were seniors? Okay. So then we have 5 24ths. Let's make these all 24ths. Let's make this 8 24ths. Let's make this 6. Let's rewrite this. 8 24ths. Let's make this 6 24ths. Okay. So 6, 14 plus 5 is 19 24ths. Which means the senior, which means this 19 24ths, which means the seniors are also 5 24ths. Oh, yeah, obviously it's also 5 24ths because they're equivalent, they're half. So then how many seniors? 5, so we do 5 24ths times 336. 5 times 330. 70. Okay. Next, plant A is currently 20 centimeters tall. A is 20, B is 12. The ratio of A to B is equal, 20 to 12 is equal to C to D. If plant C is 54 centimeters, what's the height of plant D? Okay, look, I already set it up. We're good to go, and then we cross multiply. Let's simplify first. Divide top and bottom by 4, so 5/3. Cross multiply. 5D equals 150, 162. Divide by 5. It's like dividing by 10 and doubling 16.2, 32.4 equals D. Boom. Done. Next. Biologists found a new species of pale shrimp at the world's deepest undersea vent, B-Bay vent. Field, the vent is 3.1 miles below sea surface. Here's the vent, 3.1 miles. Approximately how many kilometers below the sea surface is the vent? Wait. Oh, just converting kilometers. So if it's that many miles, so 1 kilometer to 0.6214 miles equals X kilometers to 3.1 miles. And then we cross multiply. 3.1 equals 214X, and then divide by 0.6214. 0.6214. 3.1 divided by 0.6214. 4.988 or 5. All right, next. A cargo helicopter delivers only 100-pound packages and 120-pound packages. Call these X. I can already feel it's a system of equations, I think. For each delivery trip, the helicopter must carry at least 10 packages. At least 10. And the total weight of the packages can be at most 1,100 pounds. 100X plus 120Y has to be less than or equal to 1,100. Probably we just make this, okay, saying maximum, probably just make these, pretend these are just equal signs. This is a system of equations. What's a maximum number of 120 pounds, which is Y. So we're solving for Y. So which means, again, I'm going to pretend it's equal. I'm just going to isolate X. X equals 10 minus Y, and I'm going to plug this in here. Okay, and then we have 100 times 10 minus Y, because this will give us the Y value a little bit faster, equals 1,100. Distribute. 1,000 minus 100Y plus 120Y equals 1,100. And then that's 1,000 plus 20Y equals 1,100 minus 1,000. 20Y equals 100, divide by 20, divide by 20, Y equals 5. And let's just verify. It'd be 5 of these, which is 600, 5 of these, which is 100, and that's 1,100. Yeah, that is it. 14. A company purchases a machine valued at 120,000. The value of the machine depreciates by the same amount each year, so that after 10 years, the value will be 30,000. So 10 years, it goes down by 90,000. It goes down by 90,000, right? Which means each year it's going down by 9,000. Which the following equation gives the value. Okay, so we have a starting value, aka the y-intercept of 120. This one doesn't have that. This does, this does, this does. And then it's dropping by 9,000 every year. That's the slope. That's it. Plug in 10 and I get 30,000. Plug in 10 here, I get 210. Plug in 10 here, I get negative something. Plug in 10 here, negative something. So that's the only one that makes sense. Line M in the XY plane. Line M in the XY plane contains the points 2, 4, and 0, 1. Which of the following is an equation of line M? Okay, let's first calculate the slope. Let's stack the coordinates like this. Subtract down. 4 minus 1 is 3. 2 minus 0 is 2. Slope is 3 halves. This is out. This is out. And look, it's got our y-intercept of 1 right there, so we know it's this guy. Okay, next, 16. In the expression above, A is constant. If the expression is equal to B, if the expression is equal to Bx, where B is a constant, what's the value of B? Okay. I am not totally sure, so I'm just going to distribute as per usual, and then it's 4ax squared minus 4x plus 4ax minus 4. I'll match up like this, minus x squared and then plus 4. Okay, so these cancel out. Apparently so there's supposed to be no x squared here. So if there's no x squared, then my assumption is, because, right, it's saying it equals to bx. So there's no mention of x squared. So my assumption is these are going to cancel out too. The only way they will is if a is 1/4. So if a is 1/4, this becomes x squared, this becomes x squared, that cancels out. Now it's negative 4x plus 4 times 1/4. That's a, right, x. 4 times 1/4 is 1, so negative 4x plus 1x, which equals negative 3x. Therefore, b, which is bx, right? That's what I'm saying, should be negative 3. If 2w plus 4t equals this, 4 to blah, blah, blah. Okay, what is 2w plus 3t? Okay. Hold on. System of equations, 2w equals 14, 4w plus 5t equals 25. Let's solve for w. I'm going to multiply the top one by negative 2. Negative 4w minus 8t equals negative 28. Combined, go on. Negative 3t equals negative 3. T equals 1. If t equals 1, now let's plug it into that one. 2w plus 4 equals 14. 2w equals, subtract 4, 10. W equals 5. So then we want 2w, which is 2 times 5, plus 3t, which is 1, 3. So 10 plus 3 is 13. But let's double check with both equations. So 1 and 5. So if W is 5, that's 10 plus 1, 14. 14, good. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 5 times 1, 25. Okay, so I'm happy. And then 10, yeah. Okay, next we go to 18. Jennifer bought a box of Crunchy Grain cereal. The nutrition facts on the box state that a serving size cereal is 3/4 cups and provides 210, 50 of which are calories from fat. In addition to, 18 to 20. In addition, each serving of the cereal provides 180 milligrams of potassium, which is 5% of the daily allowance for adults. If P% of an adult's daily allowance of potassium is provided by X servings, which of the following expresses P in terms of X? Hold on. If P% of an adult's daily allowance, okay. So check it out. 5 times the number of servings, because 5% of potassium for each serving. So if X is the number of servings, and there's P, it's literally P equals 5X. Yeah, that's it. Because then if it's, hold on. Yeah, these are totally wrong. I was just thinking, is it 0.05, but it's not, because it wants it in percentage. So if I do 10 servings, I'm hitting 50% of my daily potassium. Next, on Tuesday, Jennifer will mix Crunchy Grain cereal with Super Grain. Crunchy with Super Grain. Super Grain provides 240 calories per cup. And Crunchy Grain provides, hold on. If it's 210 for 3/4 cups, then that's 70 per quarter cup. So then it's 280 for the full cup. 280 for the full cup. The total number of calories in 1 cup of Jennifer's mixtures. Super Grain cereal is in 1 cup of the mixture. Okay. So we do 280x plus 240y, that's that one, equals 270x plus y. And then x plus y equals 1 cup. And we want to know how much is Super Grain, which is the y. So I'm going to isolate x. X equals 1 minus y. Okay, I'll say y, x. So then let's plug this in for x. So we have 280 times 1 minus y plus 240y equals, and then x plus y is just 1, so that's equals 270. And then distribute. Let me write it over here. Hold on. 280 minus 280y plus 240y equals 1. That plus that is negative 40. 280 minus 40y equals 1. Wait a minute. Oh, this isn't supposed to be 1. I forgot that this is 270. My bad. 270. Then I'll subtract 280 from both sides. I get negative 40y equals negative 10. Divide by negative 40. Divide by negative 40. And I get y equals 1/4 cup. 1/4 cup of that. And then the other one is probably 3/4. Okay. Which of the following could be the graph of the number of calories from fat in Crunchy Grain cereal as a function of the number of 3/4 cups of serving? Okay. Let's see how much fat was in it. 50 of which are fat. So every 3/4 cups, we're getting 50 fat calories. This makes sense. This does not. Why would you be getting fat at like 0? This makes no sense. It's going down. This makes no sense. It's A, because it's going to go up 50, 50, 50, right? Okay, halfway done. I think about halfway done. So let's zoom out. Come out here. All right. The graph of the exponential function h in the xy plane has a y-intercept of d where d is a positive constant, which is the line could it's y-intercept of d where d is a positive constant. Y-intercept of d. Oh, I get it. So when x equals 0, this thing should be d. It's this one. Because see, if I plug in 0 for x, it's 3 to the 0th power, which is 1 times d is just d. And then so that's the y-intercept. Yeah, and it's always the y-intercept is that front value. The weights in pounds for 15 horses in a stable were reported, and the mean, median, and range and standard deviation for the data were found. The horse with the lowest reported weight was found to actually weigh 10 pounds less than its reported weight. Okay, so we have all these horses, and then this is this guy, and he's really x minus 10. He thought he was x, it's now x minus 10. What value remains unchanged if the 4 values are reported using the corrected weight? Mean will change, because obviously you have a lower value. Median will not change. Range will obviously change, because now you're having a range will be larger by 10. And the standard deviation will shift slightly. It's the median. The middle value is not being shifted at all. Near the end of a U.S. cable news show, the host invited reviewers to respond to a poll. The show's website asked, "Do you support the new federal policy discussed during the show?" At the end of the show, the host reported that 28% responded yes, 70% responded no. Which of the following best explains why the results are unlikely to represent the sentiments of the population of the United States? Hold on. Okay, the fact that it's not 100%, that doesn't matter, because it could be like 2 that said they didn't respond or something. So respond to the poll, it's not a random sample. Because this could be like some news show, like for example, it could be Fox or MSNBC, which obviously splits the population according to their views already. So that wouldn't work. There were 50% no. Yeah, these we don't even know. I have no idea. Okay, if f of x equals 5x squared minus 3, f of x plus a equals 5x squared. What is the value of a? Got it. Okay, so check this out. A is, here's how I would do this. They're plugging in x plus a into this function, so I'm just going to write it as x plus a squared minus 3. There might be a faster way to do this. Can't think of it, so I'm going to do it like this. These two are equal, it's saying, right? So then let's FOIL this. This is 5 times x squared plus ax, which is 2ax, plus a squared minus 3 equals that. Then I'll distribute this. So this is 5x squared plus 10ax plus 5a squared minus 3. Okay, now I already know a is 3. A has to be 3 because this term matches up with this term, because that's the only 2 terms with x. So a has to equal 3, and then we double check it here. If I plug in 3 here, because these two have to equal 42, they're the constants. 3 is squared is 9 times 5 is 45 minus 3 is 42, so it's definitely 3. And you could have also plugged in and checked, right? I guess, but that's harder. That takes longer. Okay, next. If sine of x equals a, which of the following must be true for all values of x? So we already know that when the one thing that they always test on the SAT is if sine of x equals a, cosine of 90 minus x also equals a. And right there. It's just something to remember. You can test it out if you don't remember that, but this is so frequently tested on the SAT. And yeah, I'm not going to go into the drawing and explanation why right now, but it's always tested. Quadratic forming function models the height above the ground of a projectile x after has been launched. Y equals x is graphed in the x-plane. Which of the following represents the real life meaning of the positive x-intercept of the graph? It's just where when this thing hits the ground. Positive x-intercept is like boom right here. Oh, actually, I can redraw this better. It's gonna look like this, because that 10 is the y-intercept. And this is just where, this is the positive x-axis. It's literally the time at which it hits the ground. Time at which the projectile hits the ground. It's D. Okay. 27. In the xy plane, the graph of the polynomial function f crosses x-axis exactly 2 points. Boom and boom. Wait, is this related to this? No. Where a and b are both positive. Which of the following could define? It's this one. Here, A and B would be negative. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is wrong because this would be 3 zeros. It would be 0 A and B. This would be a negative B. Yeah, so it's A. If y, and here, I'll explain a little more. Look, if I plug in positive A here, or if I just plug in A, yeah, basically this is a 0. Plug in A here, I get A minus A is 0. Boom, it's a 0. Plug in B here, B minus B, it's a 0. That's the other way. If y equals 3x squared plus 6x plus 2 is graphed in the xy plane, which of the following characteristics of the graph is displayed as a constant or coefficient in the equation? Here it is, the y-intercept. That's it, because it's not in factored form. That's the only thing we can see. Okay. These last two might be hard. We'll see. Usually they are. The scatter plot above shows the federal mandated minimum wage every 10 years between 1940 and 2010. So this is years since 1940. So this is 1940, 1950, 60, 70, 80, so on. A line of best fit is shown. What does the line of best fit predict about the increase in minimum wage over the 70-year period? Each year between 19, the average increase in minimum wage was $0.096. Yeah, that's it. That's the slope. Wait, hold on. Let me just, am I being too hasty here? Is that, hold on, 3. I think that's it. It's that, I don't know where they're getting the 49 cents. Oh, shoot, wait. I don't think it's this. It's not every 10 years, every year. Because I'm plugging in. It's 0.096 over 1. So it's not every 10 years. It's every 1 year. Every 10 years, it's 0.96. No. It's double that. Okay, I think it's A. It's just tripping me up because it's 29. I think that's right. Okay, all right, another scatter plot. Company's ice cream sales, D, in dollars, and the high temperature, T, in degrees Celsius. So gets higher, more sales. Yeah. A line of best fit for the data is also shown. Which of the following could be an equation for the line of best fit? Okay, let's extend this out first of all. Notice that this is not the y-axis. This is 10. So in reality, you might think, oh, it's got a y-intercept of 402. No, that's definitely wrong. It's going to keep going down lower. So we go 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. So 0 is like here. If we want to just do an estimate, let's see. This is not how I would recommend you actually solving, but I'm just going to show you. So if we then bring this back, just so we can get like a reasonable estimate for the y-intercept, but I'm not going to use that as definitive. It's probably like, here's 200, maybe 100. So it's probably D actually, but let's make sure the slope is right. And see 300 doesn't make sense because 300 would occur right here at like 6 or 8 probably. So it's definitely D, but let's make sure the slope is good so we can like use this point 400, 10, 400, and let's go to 20. 20, it goes up to 750. So 350 kind of over 10 years, or 10 degrees, which is 35. So slope of 35, pretty close to slope of 33, and I feel good about that. Okay, let's go on to number 31. So plane circle center HK and radius 10, what is the value of K? Got it. It's going to be right in between. Wait, no. K is the Y value. Hold on. Well, H is definitely 12. H is definitely 12. K is, hold on, a radius of 10. Oh, I know what we do. So then now we know that this is 12, so then we can say the distance formula and this whole radius has to equal 10. Square root of x1 minus x2, which is 4 minus 12, which is negative 8 squared, plus 0 minus k, which is negative k squared. And this has to equal 10, so then we get square root of 64 plus k squared equals 10. Square both sides, 64 plus k squared equals 100. Subtract 64, k squared equals 36. Square root, k equals 6. The xy plane line L has an intercept of negative 13 as perpendicular to the line. So it's perpendicular to this, therefore it's got a negative reciprocal slope, which is 3 over 2x, and then a y-intercept of 13. If the point 10b is on the line, what is the value of b? Plug in 10. So this is really 1.5. 1.5 times 10 is 15, but use your calculator if you're not sure. Minus 13, it's 2. Okay, we got like a ridiculous amount of time, you can see. 25 minutes left for this, but let's keep going. Human blood can be classified into 4 common blood types: A, B, AB, and O. It is also characterized by the presence of plus or minus. Okay. One of these people who is rhesus negative is chosen. If one of the people of rhesus negative is chosen at random, so we're already only caring about this. If they're rhesus negative, the probability of the person has blood type B is 1/9. So it's 9 out of, 2 out of 9, 10. 10 plus x equals 1/9. What's the value of x? So you see what I'm saying? It's only once they say if they already know the rhesus factor negative, we don't care about the positive. It's out. We're just choosing within this subcategory. So they're saying 2 out of 10 plus x equals 1 out of 9. Cross multiply 10 plus x equals 18. Subtract 10, x equals 8. $34. Based on the graph above, in how many of the games played did the soccer team score goals equal to the median number of goals for the 29 games? So, okay, so we got 8, 9, 6, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, the median in 29 games, the median will occur at the 15th game. Oh, I shouldn't circle 15. So the 15th game occurs right here in 2 goals. So because that's then it's like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever. So we know that the 15th is 2, and how many scored it is 9. How many of the games played did the soccer team score goals equal to them? Yeah, just making sure I didn't read the question wrong. Oops. Next, Gisela would owe $15,500 in taxes each year if she were not eligible for any tax deductions. This year, Gisela is eligible for tax deductions that reduce the amount of taxes she owes by that. Reduce the tax that Gisela owes this year by D%. What is the value of D? Okay. So we would set up a percent proportion. So 2325 out of 15,500 equals X percent out of 100. So let's cross multiply. 100 times 2325 equals that. Obviously, what am I talking about? Just add 2 zeros. And then 15,500x. Then we divide by 15,500. And we get our answer. 15. So it's a 15% tax deduction. You don't enter the percentage sign ever. I mean, you can't. Okay, next 3 questions left. This system of equations has no solutions. If they have no solutions, then these 2 lines have the same slope. What is the value? And different y-intercepts. What is the value of a over b? Okay, first I'm going to get this into y-intercept form on top. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So then it's negative 1/2 y equals negative 3/4 x plus 12 multiplied by negative 2 y equals positive 6/4, which is 3/2 minus 24. So it's a slope of 3/2, and then this one is going to be negative by equals negative ax plus 9 divided by negative b. It's just a over bx because the negatives cancel out, minus 9/b. All right, so what is the value of a over b? It's 3. Oh, I don't even need to do that. It's 3/2. Yeah. It has the same slope. All right, next is 37. International tourists arrive in millions. Okay. Round to the nearest tenth of a million. Based on the information given in the table, how much greater in millions was the median number of international tourist arrivals to the top 9 tourists? How much greater in millions was the median? The median number in 2012. Okay. So biggest. Okay, so these two are switched. We should order them, but I don't want to rewrite everything. And then these all go into. Okay, so the median here is actually between. Is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? So the median is the 5th value. So this actually doesn't even matter. So the 5th value is 46.4. And then the median here is biggest. Next. Yes. 47.7. And the difference is 1.3. Actually, wait, let's write it down here. The number of international tourist arrivals in Russia in 2012 was 13.5% greater than in 2011. The number of international tourist arrivals in Russia was K million more. What is the value of K? Okay, so we need to figure that out. So look, we'd say 1.135. That's 13.5% greater. Like 1.135 times X, which is the 2011 number, is the 2012 number, which is 24.7. Now I can actually solve for that original value by dividing both sides by 1.135. 24.7. 21.762. Oops. 762. And this one is 24.7 to the nearest integer. Let me just make sure. 24.7. So I do 24.7 minus that. .9, or to the nearest integer is 3. And that's it. We're done. So we got 17 minutes to spare. And one question I felt rushed on was this one. Let me read it again. Hold on. Based on the information given, how much greater in millions was the median international tourist arrivals in 2013 than 2012? Again, this is the median. Even though these are flipped, it doesn't matter. So it's 1.3. Okay, let's stop the timer. Just take a quick glance, make sure I got everything. All right, we got it. Let's open up the thing and let's check the answers. Hold on. I don't think this has the answer. No, wait, I have it here. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's take a look. Let's grade this thing. All right. So we got BDBAD, BDBAD. Then we've got ACADD, ACADD. Then we've got 11, which is ADCBD. BD. Then I got 16, which is BCBBA. 21 is DBBCC. DBBCC. 26 is DACAD. 31. All right, now we're into free response. Make sure we got these right. 6, 2, 8, 9, 15. 3 over 2. 1.3 and 3. Yeah. All right, got them all right. Let's now check over here. Let's see. Oops, let's see if there's any questions. All right, what's up, guys? Okay, number 16. I wish everyone good luck. I wish you guys good luck, too. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's go to the top. Let's do this. So somebody said before, is this October 2017? I think, or one of the old tests on one of my comments. I actually am pretty sure I've seen this test and done this test before. So it probably is an old test. I just don't know which one. 16, 18, and 19. Okay. 16 is this one. Okay, look. Here, the bottom line with this one, this is a pretty hard one, but they're saying this is equivalent to BX. My tip on these problems is just factor. Foil. Just don't even think about it. So my immediate thing was I'm just going to foil, and immediately it started becoming clear to me. Once I foil, I get this, right? And then I can immediately solve for A because there's only one. They tell me that it equals the BX. Well, there's no X squared. So the X squareds must disappear. If that's the case, that's why A equals 1/4. A has to equal 1/4, so this is just X squared. And so these cancel out. Well, if I know that this is 1/4, then I plug it in here and I get negative 4x plus 4 times 1/4. 4 times 1/4 is 1. Then I got the negative 4x plus 1x equals negative 3x. And the B in this BX has to then be negative 3. For 13, what did you say? Is a greater value than 5? Why? Why is it greater than 5? I don't understand. Oh, that's 12. No, it wouldn't be greater than 5 because we're looking at the max. So we're looking at a max of 1100. So if it were greater than 5, then we'd be at, because they said at least 10 packages. So then we'd be at, let's say, 6. Then that would be 720, but I'd need at least 4 of the 100 pounds, and then we'd be at 400 plus 620, 720 is 1120, so they go beyond the 1100. Let's try 16, somebody asked. No, sorry, 18. This one it looks really confusing. It's super simple. It just took me a second to figure it out. P in terms of X, this represents the total percentage that we're getting. And they said 5% per serving. So if I'm doing 2 servings, it's 10%. This is the number of servings. If I'm doing 3 servings, it's 15%. 4 servings, so on and so forth. So that's why this works. And then 19, this is a hard one. So the key here is figuring out that 280 calories is in 3/4 cup. Is in a full cup. If 3/4 gives you 210, you could set up a proportion like this. 3/4 gives me 210. Then for 1 cup, I get X. Cross multiply, I get 3/4 X equals 210. Multiply both sides by 4/3. And I get X equals 280 up here. Then once I have that, I have a nice system of equations. I have 280X here plus 240Y here. This is the amount of cups. Equals a total amount of calories of 270 with whatever the total cups is, which we know is 1. And then we just solve, but I did a little substitution and all that. Shoot, guys. I don't know if I can go over... Oh, why did I do that? Because when they were asking for the maximum, they're like, hey, what's the maximum value? And I don't care about the inequality anymore. I'm just looking for where it equals that max. Where it equals the 1100, not where it's less than it or greater than it or whatever it is. I don't think I can answer all these questions, guys, unfortunately, because I have to get going to my workout for the day. If you do me a favor, leave all your questions in the comments. After this live stream ends, put them in the comments. And then tonight when I get done working, I'm going to go through all the comments and I'll respond to everybody who's got questions, okay? Please click the like button if you found this useful, helpful, whatsoever. It really helps me out. I do my best to try and explain these as carefully as possible. But, and then tune in one more live stream tomorrow where I'm going to be doing practice test 10, the whole thing, the entire math section anyways, in real time. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.